Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all Lambo preferences, welcome to the Republic. I have finally completed my CRT compact frame build, but there are a couple of little hinky twinges here and there that I need to clean up. So as soon as I'm done with that, we'll be back to talk about it. All right, so I have finished it. I've taken it back apart, done a little cleanup work. I will say, if you do any of your own painting, beware of overspray. Uh, it does affect handguns a lot more than it does rifles. Rifles, I don't give a shit. Parts are heavier, they work harder, and they just plow through it. So I've done a lot of cleanup work, got them all back together, and I gotta say that I'm still not, I'm just not particularly thrilled. Uh, there's some things that I still think don't act and react quite the way that they should. Uh, so when I'll use my PSA dagger slide. Uh, so the slide actually goes on, operates, functions. Uh, I'm thinking definitely switch off to an extended mag release. Um, that one actually dropped clean. They haven't been, I'll say that. Uh, they haven't been dropping clean consistently. So for these to, there we go. Yeah, there we go. So for those to have been dropping clean the way that they have, I've actually been kind of surprised with. The extended, I did get an extended slide lock, and I mean, look at that thing. That thing looks slick. I like that. But I have had, and it does what it should, and it feels really good. Thing is that I have had a few instances where as I'm using it to lock the slide back, either I'm pressing it one direction, I'm pressing it in another direction that it doesn't quite like, and it's had some trouble a couple of times, well, a few times, actually locking the slide. So, not sure what's going on with that. Right now, it's as I'm sitting there telling everybody I'm not real happy with the work that's been done. Everything's acting the way, almost exactly the way that it should, and just acts like maybe it might need a little break-in. But so the Timney Alpha trigger, we were talking about the top trigger, and that's not according to me, and not even according, well, yeah, according to Timney, but that is according to the man when it comes to building handguns, Taryn. I mean, if Taryn Butler says that this trigger is the best Glock trigger on the market, then you'd better fucking believe that it is the absolute best. If he threw away 4 years of research because Timney built the perfect trigger and he can't outdo it, okay? But, now that said, and again, it can't be Timney, it's got to be me. I mean, it kind of feels like the thing was built like by an idiot. Well, because it was built by an idiot. So, so we have the pull. and that's 3 pound, according to Timney. Now, we reset. As we reset, I feel like a race trigger, like the Timney Alpha, should almost reset itself, right? It should be pushing me to reset it so that it can reset fast, so that it can pull fast, so that it can reset fast, so that it can pull fast, so it can be fast, fast, fast. And instead, I just feel like it's, I don't know, I feel like it's lagging. But, I mean, the reset is, see, I'm off of it. I'm not holding pressure on it. And it's just creeping in there. But it is a short reset, short pull. See, that should be resetting much faster. So I don't know what the fuck I did or what the fuck I didn't do, whichever the case may be. And I'll turn off that background because that's kind of fucking with me a little bit. Get off. But, so I can't say that I'm particularly happy with that. And maybe it's something that'll break in. Maybe it's something that won't. I don't know. Now, when I first bought this, of course, the reason that I painted it to begin with was the SCT-19 at that time only had the one color, and that was black, and I didn't want black. So after I got it, that's when they came out with 2 other colors of it. Son of a bitch. That's the story of my life. But also at the time that I bought it, they didn't have a magwell for this. So this is actually a St. Croix Tactical magwell for the Tactical 19. Now my issue with it is, because I love magwells, I absolutely love them. My issue with it is that, you know, a magwell on most guns, like my, and yes, I'm being super careful because this is hot. Like my magwell on my shadow systems, this actually hooks over the lip on the frame, and then, of course, you hook it back into the back of the grip here. And of course, on here we have a pin holding it in. But it has that lip to hold on to and really hold that son of a bitch in place. And that's been the case with every gun that I've got that has a magwell or even an optional magwell. So with the St. Croix Tactical, of course, he's just, you really can't see that, but this is just a little indent here. All right, so if you take a punch or a screwdriver or something like that and you press in on that, that'll release. And you just pull it straight out. There's no lip, of course, on the frame itself for this magwell to hook onto. So it's literally just stuck into the bottom of it. So you can see, and I'll try and do this without breaking anything. So you can see how this actually moves. All right. Because it's not hooked onto the frame, because the frame's not actually built to have a magwell for it. So, now does it do its job as far as loading? Yes. Faster loads, which is what magwell's for to begin with. Now, I'm also, because of the way that my mag release is semi-operating, is a good excuse for extended base plates, because with this guy sitting as flush as he does, if I have to pry that out, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a task. It's going to be a friggin' chore. Now, with an extended base plate, though, if I need to, I can grab him and rip him out, which is what I do like about the mag pulls. So, we'll look into doing base plates in the future, of course, we may end up just, I don't know, scrapping the shit out of the frame. I don't know what I'm going to do. But for now, let's get what I've got on the range and see how it actually performs. All right, so I've made the executive decision to not put that gun on the range just for the sake of putting it on the range, knowing full well that it's not going to perform the way that it needs to perform. So I have put on order a new trigger reset spring from Johnny Glocks. I understand that this is actually a common problem with the Timney Alphas. They're kind of hit and miss over whether or not the springs are going to be strong enough to return it properly for the reset. And this is apparently a common fix other than just scrapping the trigger and buying something else. So I'll give it a shot as soon as it gets in. If it works well, I'll update you on that. If it doesn't, then you're going to see it again, but probably with a stock Glock trigger, which I really don't want to fucking do because I hate Glock triggers. And I really, really want to try Timney. So, thank you for hanging in there with me. And we'll see what the outcome is.